distortion every now and then.
That's 100%. It's literally a little stomp box, and the drummer just doing little rim shots on the snare. It's
very good.
It's very, very good.
Very good.
It's very good, and it works.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, it couldn't be further away from the vast majority of their output.
They've gone from cheeky chappy indie pop. They've done kind of sort of more introspective stuff on is it that Think Tank they did on that album? Tender and stuff.
You got Tender, you've got fucking The Universal. I mean, there's a lot of these big kind of massively produced epics.
Did you ever hear Joe Dolan singing The Universal by Blur?
Yes,
it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, Joe Dolan's a killer, man.
Oh, his voice was unreal. But listen, but it's great to see him. Like when Tom fucking Jones did that idea of doing popular songs on an album, it was disturbing. He did Sex Bomb. He did.
Yeah,
it's disturbing.
Remember how big that song was? Remember how big Sex Bomb was?
It was too big. It was. Oh God. Because it wasn't out at the same time as "What She Gonna Look Like with a Chimney on Her." What? I think it was around the same time as them, and I think they were fighting at the same time. And I was like, "Please let that fucking Chimney song win." Because that Sex Bomb is the most painful wedding shite, and it's, you know what? It's cheeky enough that the granny will sing it with a little smirk. Ooh, it's Sex Bomb.
I'm a little Sex Bomb.
Who sang that originally? Oh, you know what? Don't care. Fucking don't care.
Who cares? Painful.
The way he sings it, Sex Bomb, Sex Bomb. Oh, fuck off. Jesus Christ.
I quite like fucking Tom Jones.
I love Tom Jones.
He's only done the Keris Matthews fucking Cold, Baby It's Cold Outside, which we're not able to listen to anymore.
On it? Was that on that album though?
Probably.
Surely. Yeah, it was covers with another person.
Yeah, so that has to be on that album.
So your man from Stereophonics was on it. I think Gigi Allen was.
Two-pack done 16 bars and then.
Anyway, so Joe Dolan did the Universal, but he did it right. I think that was his voice is phenomenal. I think he did a good job. Back to Blur again. Yes, brilliant.
That to me is a.
It is. I agree with that.
Completely alien from the rest of the discography for me.
Unless you're a massive Blur fan, which is not the point of this episode.
No.
There's going to be people, obviously, who are massive fans go, well, they have more songs and heavier. I get it, but for
they
us,
do not. I'm going to put.
I probably don't think they do.
I'm absolutely saying it right now. They do not have heavier songs.
Do you know what it is? It's Beatles' Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
Which I was going to put on this list, but I don't want to.
I had a couple of Beatles songs going to throw on, but the problem with the Beatles was that you can pick a weird song, but like all the weird songs can be lumped into a weird Beatles genre.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the problem I have with the Beatles, and let's say fucking David Bowie is another one. You can't have them in it because they span so much.
It's too wide.
If someone goes, "Is that David Bowie?" They wouldn't be surprised to go, "Oh well, that must be off that album or that."
Bowie doing songs with fucking Tricky and then doing orchestral songs. And
you can't say you'd be surprised that was David Bowie if you heard it. Really,
for real.
Have you heard anything?
David Bowie personally wrote the music that they play on the elevator down to hell on that Black Star album. Like, if you listen to that album, that is actually what they play on the elevator down to hell. The whole thing. In particular, the actual Black Star song. That is 100%.
I forgot that was 10 minutes long when I put it on karaoke.
Forget it. That's a million.
I'm glad nobody picked it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, someone did pick it and I went, just remember you're not doing that because at the end of my night.
Delete.
Silly. So I deleted that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Anyway, song 2 was mine. What's your next one?
What is my next one? It is Just Can't Get Enough by Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
For some people, like Love Will Tear Us Apart, for some people, wedding goers and people who say they listen to music but don't, they will think that is Depeche Mode's biggest and best song.
You think that's biggest and best?
No, they would.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's what your average not your average, because your average person I think wouldn't go for Enjoy the Silence or Personal Jesus.
Yeah.
That's the average. But I'm talking about, it'd be hard to convince other people that they had songs as dark as the heroin-y stuff they have on.
That song to me sounds like either the Pet Shop Boys or Erasure released it.
Yeah, well, you see, that's the opposite of Joy Division. They started off with big keyboard hooks and catchy songs, and that was a pure boy band.
Yeah.
It was Erasure and Pet Shop Boys.
Yeah.
That's where they were going.
I think
I think some producer, or else maybe they just had fucking a bit of teenage depression.
Possibly.
They realised someone must have said maybe you've got a deeper voice, this music doesn't suit your voice, it's too low, you should go with darker stuff. Whatever it was, they started doing stuff like stripped and fly on the windscreen
I forget.
off Black Celebration, and I was like, that's it, they're gots now, and it's fucking deadly.
Every year I forget how big Depeche Mode are until I see somebody. Yeah, until I see somebody post up photos from gigs.
They're insane.
It's just I can't believe how big they are.
There's so many songs.
Yeah.
There's certain bands, like when you're making a greatest hits and you couldn't fit it into 20,
Yeah.
then you know that not just, and I'm not just saying that as a massive fan. I know people who just moderately like Depeche Mode and will still have trouble.
That's where I'd be. Like, I like them. I like them, but
Yeah.
I don't know everything.
They have some very, very corny moments, very corny lyrics the odd time. The last album I think was poor, but
For me, I knew all the Personal Jesus and Just Can't Get Enough and Enjoy the Sun. I knew all that, but when that Barrel of a Gun song came out, that's what
Unreal.
made me pay a lot more attention.
so did I actually.
Yeah.
Now I had albums from when I was younger, but then I went off them. I
Me
think
too. There's a period there. I think me and you talked about it. There's like a 10-year period there where I don't know anything that happened outside of like the two genres that I was obsessed with. You know.
Yeah, and you can sometimes just drop off a band for some reason. Could be an album.
Yeah.
Could be any reason, but yeah, it happens, and it does happen at a time of your life as well.
Yeah.
Where music doesn't mean as much to you. I think it's when you find something
Women.
in particular.
Women.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Oh, then not necessarily,
Like
but definitely
pubs and women.
Pubs and women.
Yeah.
Because you go
It's
to the
over.
pubs, you're going to play the same stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? You learn about what music is like in your bedroom,
Yeah.
and if you're in your bedroom a whole lot less,
Yep.
you're going to be. And you get a job as well.
course.
Around then, you're just listening to less. You just have less time
100%.
to be sitting there.
The time isn't there.
Time isn't
not
there, exactly. So you lose that.
100%. To be looking through your, sitting around reading comics with your shitty little Sanyo
So
fucking stereo.
so that's what happened to me with Depeche Mode, because my brother-in-law would have given me Black Celebration when I was thinking that Personal Jesus was
Yeah.
like that's an incredible song. But if you go back and listen to some of that stuff, it's very, very dark. And I think what it is sort of sampled electronic-y rock gospel, which is a mad fucking mix.
There is definitely a gospel element.
Well, they have full gospel albums. Like Songs of Fate and Devotion is very gospely, but it's very gritty and dark as well. And it's very heroin-y. So Just Can't Get Enough. Going back to it, I wouldn't put it anywhere near my top 50 Depeche Mode songs. I don't think it's a bad song. I just think it's an intro to their. That was a producer.
Yeah.
They did write the song. Vince Clarke would have probably wrote that. That when he left, it got darker. He was very. If you listen to Yazoo, that's where he went.
Yeah.
That's what Depeche
Suppose,
Mode.
yeah.
Actually, there's a few
Makes
songs that I think that there's a few songs that Yazoo had that were supposed to be Depeche Mode. Definitely, a lot of them.
More than likely.
So it was good that they went dark, because I couldn't have listened to another Erasure and they would never be in Depeche Mode.
It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, so what's your next?
My next one is a little bit weird, and it is a 30 Seconds to Mars song, and it's the biggest song. It's The Kill.
Great song.
It's a super song.
It's the only one I know. so-
Exactly. Do you know why?
hang on, yeah.
The rest of them are shy.
Yeah.
The rest of them are dirt. They are absolute like wannabe prog scutter is what they are. The rest, if you go on to Spotify, which is what this entire podcast is all about, go to Spotify and go to fucking 30 Seconds to Mars and listen to that The Kill.
The
and you'll hear
vocal
it.
on that.
It's just incredible.
It's out of this world.
That one song kicked that band off. So whether Jared Leto actually wrote that song,
And it came
or
up with
one of
the
other lads,
just emo.
just the right time,
Right time of
right
emo.
at the end of it. It just timing was spot on. Like the crowd were already there for it. You didn't have to invent a posse, you know. They were already there. But you listen to that song and you go, Jesus Christ, that's a whopper little song. It's got all the double finger tapping at the end of it and everything. It's got loads of stuff going on where it's kind of proggy and it's emo-y at the same time. And then you go and listen to like the rest of that album that was on. There's nothing there. Like there's moments,
Yeah.
but they never find their legs.
Yeah.
They never.
I was
find
only
their
talking
legs.
about this to someone on Friday before The Cure, a friend of mine, Bob, and he said that he got free tickets, I think, to 30 Seconds to Mars. So he went quickly to check the set list, only knowing the first album, and apparently they weren't sometimes not even doing most of the songs off the first album.
Then fuck off.
Maybe that one, just that one.
That one, of course.
And the second one was supposed to be decent enough as well.
Yeah.
But and then if you go to listen to the later stuff, it's just pop,
Garbage.
pop,
Yeah.
just pop music.
There's nothing. In
Not
it.
even good pop, just straight.
There's nothing in it. I've gone
So
through.
yeah,
it.
that is. Oh, if you take their course, so if you fed all their songs into the computer, which is probably a good way to talk about this podcast, it wouldn't spit out anything like that.
No. That's an absolute like standalone track that is the biggest track, but they've never ever matched it. That's I would say, if Jared Leto did write that song, that he wrote that when he was like 14.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's been carrying that around with him for fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
And when he did finally decide, I'm going to give this fucking music a blame, he sat down with the boys and he said, I've got this song. And he played them that. And they elaborated on it, whatever the fuck. And that's what they ended up with. And they were like, holy shit, we're onto something here now. And they went into the studio. And Jared's like, I've got loads more songs that like out in the last year since I've been thinking about getting a band together. And they were all Scudder compared to that one.
Yeah, I've
absolutely a smell.
The ones I can think of when some, you know, I can't think of any, but the ones I can sort of think of, the moments where I asked someone, what's this playing? And they said 30 Seconds to Mars. I went, really? And they said, yeah, no, most of it was like this. It was very weak and very calm and very keyboardy and very piano-y, and not, or maybe not piano-y, but it just was very...
It's an attempt at this weird kind of emo prog combo, and it doesn't work.
No,
it's
too soft. It's not weird enough.
No, it's nowhere near weird enough, and it's not intelligent enough, and it's not. I don't even know who the fuck else is in that band, bar him. To be honest with you, it could be Rent the Band. It could be an actual band. I have no idea.
G.G. Allen is. Stop saying
he's back, and then 30 Seconds to Mars for him. Yeah, I don't know. For me, that's the only one I ever listened to.
The only time I ever heard this band was when someone sang that at karaoke. And it was like the first person to sing it was a girl, and she had to have been a professional singer. You can tell sometimes the way they hold the mic and distance themselves and temper their voice to and move their in and out. And I think she was a professional singer, and she sang that, and the crowd went fucking nuts for it because they heard the intro bars kicking in, and the first thing you do is distrust a karaoke person to do that. And that's the first time I heard it, and by the end of the song I went, that's a great song.
Tell me this, as the master of karaoke, as the master of alternative karaoke, right? Do you have Down with the Sickness?
Yeah.
Has anybody ever got that ooh correct?
They've got it passable, but they've never got that.
Nobody's nailed that.
No way. No.
Yeah,
I put up a video of that before where it was people getting it wrong.
Yeah. That's an entire internet thing.
It's brilliant.
People trying to do the ooh
There's great singers who fucked it up.
Yeah.
At karaoke.
That's impossible. The timing on it.
I can do it like this.
I can do it, but get the timing on it.
No, but I can also sing it at the same volume or push it out. I can do a fake whispery version of it, which is what people's voices break during that more than anything else. Yeah. Not high notes, it's that.
There's a big range, like in that stupid grunt.
It sounds like a fucking record going.
Yeah.
It sounds like a record.
The timing of trying to get people to nail that, so it kicks in at the right.
Oh, moment. Karaoke does a lot of mistiming, but that will be missed. It's like ooh, or else they go over it.
Yeah.
And then,
so I'm picking 30 Seconds to Mars. I'm picking that song. What's your next one?
My next one is Temporary Secretary by Paul McCartney.
Okay.
I was to stick that on now. The only reason I know is because I think it was on a random Paul McCartney playlist, and I was like, is that Kraftwerk? Is it finished? Has it gone to Kraftwerk, or has it gone to some sort of bizarre Devo? It sounds like Devo as well. It's a computer generated sound at the very start,
really?
And all the way through the song. It's a keyboard doing, so it's supposed to sound like a computer, a broken computer or something like that. And even his vocals on it, and the guitar is very in the distance. There's very little effects on it. Doesn't sound anything like the Beatles. Yeah. Doesn't really sound anything. If you were to push, someone would have gone in your head and go, who's singing that? You'd think it might be Paul McCartney, but there's no way it sounds anything like the rest of the stuff. I do not know that song
whatsoever, so I'm actually looking forward to
this. It's
fucking
madness.
Because I thought about putting was it Maxwell Silverhammer off Revolver?
Yeah, but like we said, you can't put any Beatles on.
Yeah, but that's.
I think Helter Skelter is the least Beatles-like song of them all.
Quite possibly.
Because, and I know why it is. It's because Paul McCartney. No, sorry, John Lennon being. The two of them were so competitive. They're also competitive with other bands, Rolling Stones, mostly. But then they read. I think it was in the NME. And I think the title was The Who have just written the heaviest song of all time. I can't remember what song it was. I think it wouldn't be Bob O'Reilly. I think it was Don't Get Fooled Again. They said the most aggressive, heavy, punkish song or whatever. From a
mainstream.
Whatever, either way, it's a headline. And he read that and went, right, we're doing that, we're doing a heavy one. And it is so aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. So U2 have covered it, Motley Crue have covered it, a lot of metal bands have covered it. It is It's very aggressive.
Charles Manson covered it.
Charles Manson. Did he?
He wrote it on the wall.
Oh yeah, shit, just got that.
Um,
Jesus, man, my brain isn't. If I didn't get that joke just there,
yeah, forget it. It's off. Yeah, forget it.
Oh.
Yeah, I do not know that Paul McCartney song. I will 100%.
it's very hard to say it now. But you have to listen and go, right, I get